So in today's video, I'm going to be previewing Bradford City versus Carlisle United. Then in the second part of today's video, I'm going to be bringing you guys my Game Week 37 League 2 score predictions. If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 70 likes on today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you're new as well. We are now on the road to 7,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so and it does massively help out. Don't forget your thoughts down in the comment section down below. Let me know your score predictions and what your starting 11 would be for this game. It's going to be a very, very tough one. After Saturday's result and performance and finishing in front of goal, I feel like automatic promotion is going to be a big, big ask for the boys. Now, I think we've got 10 games specifically to go. We need to be looking at winning 7 of them, realistically, if we want to be getting automatic promotion. I just can't quite see this team doing it with how we've been performing and playing and lack of subs and lack of freshening things up, all that sort of stuff. We're coming into this game on pretty poor form, to be honest with you. 3 draws in a row now against Hartlepool, Newport and Walsall. It really isn't great form. While we were very good before them 3 matches, we've gone a little bit stagnant over the last couple of games because we haven't seen freshness to the team. We saw on Saturday how tired they were, and I expect to see changes for this one. If Mark Hughes names another unchanged team, or it's even just 1 or 2 changes, it's simply not enough. We're talking 4 or 5 changes, because even though I don't think they've been playing horrendously, they're just tired. Players need a rest and all that sort of stuff. Even though we had a week between the game against Walsall and Newport and Hartlepool, we still look so tired, especially in that first half against Hartlepool, that we need to see some changes. But make sure to drop a like on today's video, subscribe if you're new as well, and let's get into it. So if we start out then with the current Sky Bet League 2 table, my team Bradford City, we currently sit 6th in the table. After 36 matches, we've got 16 wins, 12 draws, 8 defeats, 45 goals scored at 32 goals conceded. We no longer have the second least amount of goals conceded in the league. That leaves us then on a positive 13 goal difference and 60 points. Our last couple of games then been a draw, a win and a win. Them last couple of games then been a 2-2 draw at home to Hartlepool United, a 1-1 draw away at Newport County, a 0-0 draw away at Walsall, a 2-0 win at home to Colchester United, and then just before that we had a 2-0 win away at Gillingham. Our last loss came on the 18th of February where we lost 1-0 at home to Barrow. Then our last loss before that was on the 10th of January where we lost 2-1 at home to Rochdale. So we don't really lose that many, but when we do lose, it seems to be when we more lose at home. I personally don't feel very confident going into this game because Carlisle United, they currently sit 4th in the table. After 36 matches, they've got 18 wins, 11 draws, 7 losses, 58 goals scored, which is the most in the league. 35 conceded. That leaves them on a positive 23 goal difference, the second best in the league, and 65 points. The last couple of games then have been a draw, a win, and a win. So they're in some very, very good form at this moment in time. Them last couple of games then being a 0-0 draw at home to Stevenage, a 2-1 win away at Swindon Town. I think it's going like the 96th minute or something crazy in that one. They had a 2-0 win at home to Grimsby, a 5-2 win away at Crawley Town, and then just before that they had a 1-0 win at home to Colchester United. Their last loss was on the 14th of February where they lost 4-0 at home to Mansfield, but I don't think Carlisle really played that bad. You know, the first half they weren't great, and that's when Mansfield scored all their goals, but they're a very, very good side, are Carlisle. They're usually better at home than away from home, but even away from home, they have been pretty solid so far this season. We haven't been great at Valley Parade as well so far this season, so it is going to be a very tough one. Now, though, we're going to get into the team, though, that I would go with if I was Mark Hughes. So after what we've seen over the last couple of matches, I think I've gone with 5, maybe 6 changes from that team that played on Saturday because it's just not been good enough over the last couple of games. I've gone with a 3-4-3, 5-2-3 formation just because I think you need to counter what Carlisle are doing. You've got to give them respect because they're a very, very good side, and I think we need to match them up with a 3 at the back because they've got 2 very, very good strikers, whether it's, well, whoever they start with, whether it's Garner, Patrick, Edmondson, I'm sure I'm missing someone else, Christian Dennis as well. Whichever 2 that they do start with, they normally do bring them off after 60-70 minutes and bring the other 2 on because they can just change things up so well, and that is something that I can give Paul Simpson a lot of credit for because he freshens his side up so well, and that is why they have been so successful so far this season. In goal for me, obviously, Harry Lewis has been brilliant so far this season. Can't really do anything about either of the goals. You know, the first one, he's absolutely hammered it at him. He has no chance with that one, and the second one, well, I mean, it's right in the corner, isn't it? The defence have got to be doing better, and the midfield with all them goals, but realistically, it comes from the front men as well, and all that sort of stuff. Lewis made a good save as well towards the end of the game. Didn't really have too much to do apart from the goal, so frustrating overall, but he's been brilliant for us so far this season. In the reverse fixture, he kept it from being really embarrassing, so I'd like to see him start in between the sticks. Into the back three then, on the right side, I would go with Timmy Odesina. Now, we've not seen this man play in a number of months. I think his last appearance was on the 3rd of December away at Leyton Orient, but I think if we're going to go with the back three, I think that certainly suits Timmy Odesina a lot more than someone like a Matty Platt. And when you're playing against someone like a Edmondson or an Amari Patrick, these good, agile, quick strikers, you need someone with the recovery pace of Timmy Odesina. We don't want to see Matty Platt playing as a wide side centre-half, and I can't see him being picked over Sam Stubbs, who I would pick in the middle of my three centre-backs, because I think he's not quite got the agility or the pace, but he's good to play in the centre of your back three, because he has got that commanding, leader, tall experience to play in that middle, that know-how to deal with a physical striker, someone like, is it Jed Garner or Joe Garner? I think it's Jed Garner. I might be wrong. The other one went to Barrow, I think, from Fleetwood, so apologies if I have got that wrong, but I'd have Odesina on the right for the pace, Stubbs in the middle for your physicality. On the left side, I would go with Romany Critch, though. He needs to come back into the side now, you know. I don't mind us keeping it with Platt and Stubbs in a back four while we have been playing well and, you know, not really conceding goals, but I'm not blaming it on Matty Platt, them 2 goals, but him and a lot of other players could have done a lot better with that. But I just think against a team like Carlisle, you need to be playing good players who are going to not let you down, because I think Platt on the ball is really, really poor, and if we're going to have a lot of the ball, I think you need someone like Critchlow who's very, very good on the ball, and he's been brilliant for us so far this season, so I'd like to see him be recalled back into the side. Into the 2 wing backs then, at right wing back, I would go with Brad Halliday. I thought he was decent on Saturday, to be honest with you, putting lots of balls into the box. Some of them were slightly under hit, but Halliday's been brilliant for us so far this season. Came off after, I want to say it was about 65, 70 minutes, something like that, against Hartlepool, so he's not going to be as tight as what some of the other boys will be as well. We saw Gilead go to right back against Hartlepool when Halliday did come off, but Halliday, for me, I think he's been brilliant so far this season, so I'd like to see him keep his place in the side. At left wing back for me, I would bring in Talaji Bola. I cannot watch another 90 minutes of Liam Rideout. I just don't really see what he's good at. He can't cross, he can't defend, he's far too slow, his legs have gone, and while Bola isn't really much better in terms of a footballer, I think just because he's Bowler's got the actual ability to run and he's quite quick on the recovery, that's the only reason why I'd pick him, to be honest with you. We've not really seen too much of Talaji Bowler. He's made 2 appearances and 5 minutes or so off the bench against Hartlepool on Saturday. I'd like to see Bowler come back in though, because Rideout is just simply not good enough. He's far too slow, too unagile as well. You know, for the first goal, he's got to be doing far much better with that one, and we see it game in, game out. He's constantly getting twisted and turned by fullbacks, and I highly doubt he'll be playing in the Football League next season. It might be harsh to say, but that's just my honest opinion. Into the 2 central midfielders then. Now, this was really hard to pick because I think a lot of them haven't really been performing recently. Firstly, though, I would go with Richie Smallwood. Now, I have been calling for him to be dropped over the last couple of games, and while I don't think any of the midfield really deserve to be playing based on the performance against Hartlepool, I've gone with Smallwood because in the second half, I was quite impressed with what I saw from Smallwood. When he's playing in the centre, in his natural position, he does look really good because he breaks up the play really well. In the first half, he was the same as pretty much every player on the pitch, looked leggy, looked tired, and in the second half, he seemed to get his energy back, and when he was playing in the middle, whether it was with Clayton or Ryan East, I think he looked much better in that role, so I like to see him play. Next to Ryan East, now I was looking at the options. Clayton looked shattered. Alex Gilead looked absolutely knackered. I've never seen Gilead look so tired in my life, and he's normally the most energetic player on the pitch. So I've gone with Ryan East. Again, though, I don't think he was great against Hartlepool. I've given East a lot of praise so far this season, but I don't think it was his best performance. He was kind of slowing the game down, really, which is not usually like Ryan East, but it did take him a good 10-15 minutes or so to get into the game, but by that point, it was just simply too little too late. Into the front three then, on the right wing, I would go with Scott Banks. He's been brilliant so far this season. It's been criminal how this man's not been starting over the last couple of games. As soon as he comes on, he affects the game straight away. Brilliant assist for Andy Cook's second goal. I know it's a great finish from Andy Cook, but it's a great ball in from Banks, and he's still, him himself should have scored 2. You know, he's got to be scoring at least one of them, if not both of them. He has 2 big chances after that, one in like the 91st minute, something like that. So frustrating that he's put them both straight at the keeper, and he probably knows that himself, but I like to see Banks come back into the side, and potentially he could cause the Carlisle defence a little bit of danger. On the left wing, I would go with Dion Pereira. Now, I know he's more naturally a right-sided winger, and we haven't seen him for a while. You know, he's not been in the squad at all, but I was looking at the left wing options. Obviously, Thierry Neves injured, Aboisa injured, Dara Costello. I mean, the less said about him, the better. Harry Chapman not really been performing. I like to see Dion play, and after an hour, 65 minutes, if he's tired, which you presume he will be because he hasn't played too much football, then you maybe bring him off for Harry Chapman. But Dion Pereira can commit defenders, and he can open up that space for obviously the striker, who will be Andy Cook. 25 goals for the big man this season. The only real bad performance I can remember him having this season was in the reverse fixture against Carlisle. Should have and probably, well, could have and probably should have scored a hat-trick in that game. I feel like if he gets them opportunities in this one, though, he certainly will take them. He's on red-hot form at this moment in time. I think it's 9 goals in his last 10 games. He's on absolute fire. He's been brilliant for us so far this season. It's not just his goal scoring, his ability to hold the ball up as well. But I feel like Banks and Pereira can't be hugging the touchline. They need to be close to Andy Cook, because if you're not playing with an attacking midfielder, you don't want Andy Cook to get isolated. So Pereira and Banks, especially Pereira, need to be a lot closer to Andy Cook than what we've seen from Costello and Walker over the last couple of matches. On the bench then for me, that I'd leave Colin Doyle, Matty Platt, Kieran Kelly, Adam Clayton, Harry Chapman, and Jamie Walker, if he is fit. He looked like he had picked up an injury in that first half against Hartlepool, but carried on playing through the rest of the game until like the 90th minute with that injury. It was crazy how Hughes left him on, because he could barely move, to be honest with you. He was really, really struggling to walk, and I'd also have Verden Oliver on the bench. That does mean, though, the players who miss out would be Heath Richardson, Luke Hendry, Oscar Threlkeld, Liam Rideout, Emmanuel Osadibe, Alex Gilead, Thierry Neves, Aboisa, Dara Costello, and Matt Derbyshire. Fingers crossed we should see Osadibe, Neves and Derbyshire back available for the next game. Obviously, we don't have a game on Saturday with Crewe away being postponed, so the next game I'm 99% sure is at home to Grimsby on April's Fool's Day. But now we're going to get into my Game Week 37 League 2 score predictions. Not many to go through, but let's get into it. Starting out then with the Tuesday night kickoffs between Gillingham FC and Crewe Alexandra. I'm going to go with a 2-0 home win for the Gills. Crawley Town versus Doncaster Rovers. Doncaster have been shocking over the last couple of games. Crawley seem to have picked up their form a little bit over the last couple of games. I think it's 2 wins in a row for them. Their first away win of the season as well, coming against Johnny Jackson's AFC Wimbledon at the weekend. I think they're going to get another win in this one. I'm going to go with a 2-1 home win for Crawley. Bradford City versus Carlisle United. I can only really see a Carlisle win, and I think it'll be pretty comfortable. I'm going to go Bradford City 1, Carlisle United 4. I'm really, really not confident going into this game at all. And with the quality they've got in their side, with the amount of goals they've scored so far this season, I can only really see them absolutely stuffing us at Valley Parade. And the Wednesday kickoff between Mansfield Town versus Grimsby Town. I'm going to go with a 3-1 home win for the Stags. Commiserations to Grimsby, obviously getting absolutely spanked by Premier League side Brighton and Hove Albion at the weekend after, a really tough day. But I'm sure their fans would have loved it, and, they did a really, really good job to get to the FA Cup. I think it was the quarterfinals, wasn't it? So big, big credit to Grimsby, but in the end, just not quite enough to get into them semi-finals. But that is where I'm going to leave it for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could channel it 70 likes, as I said at the start of today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you're new as well. We are now on the road to 7,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already, with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so, and it does massively help out. Don't forget as well to get your score predictions and what your starting 11 would be for this game down in the comment section down below. Thank you very much for watching today's video. Don't forget as well to check out my second channel. The link to that is also down in the description. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all tomorrow for the match day vlog. Peace.